Love and peace. I wanted to go over some civics today. I was thinking about those who have in their mentality ingrained processes. That's what the package sellers and those that are selling different things, they focus on people who still have the mentality of a process has to happen for them to be able to be free or have their nationality. They don't think that they can do it within themselves, that they have to go out and do a process. There has to be a conclusion to it. No, it's ever unfolding. I was thinking about the Constitution. The prophet stated, since that Constitution has never been changed. I was reading the congressional records of 1800s, and they was saying those who feel like they have to correct or add an amendment to the Constitution are admitting publicly they don't feel it's a divine instrument and that it needs perfection or correction, which is public treason, trying to add to it. And the prophet said, since that Constitution has never been changed. So them adding 14th and 15th Amendment, the congressional record said that they clung to the Constitution for power that they did not have. But by adding to the Constitution, they admitted that they was committing treason because they do not feel that instrument was perfected from the beginning. It needs correction, reforming. Clear treason. I love civics because it helps your neurons to ignite before you start getting into all the other studies and getting into your divine weighing up of falsehood and truth. Civics is a good practice and exercise for your neurons, but it enlightens you to be independent and have self-determination with your nationality. But it's only a form of igniting and getting your neurons and your mind ready for what's to come with your studies and unfolding into perfection. Indeed. Clinging to the Constitution through those amendments that they wouldn't have any other power. In regards to civics, with the license, do as the prophet did. What did the prophet do? The demonstration we had about whether he did the 18 months or not for not having a license. What did he do as soon as he got out of that situation? He started having his bath compounds, his herbal teas, and still kept moving, and ain't no talk about him having any license for that. So he was practicing self-determination. Not just practicing, but demonstrating self-determination. Because that's what they said that he did 18 months for, was no license for magnetic healing. And as soon as that situation was over, he had the labels and everything. People still lined up around the corner. So as far as a license, he wasn't worried about no license. So do as the prophet does, I guess, if you're willing to take that pressure. Because the mercenaries will add pressure. Ruin your whole life, you'll lose everything. Except for the spirit within, knowing that you stood on your square. Because many people has been railroaded, even got their heads cut, everything, for standing for what was right. But never risk your life with the fool. And don't throw these pearls among swine. And I learned that a lot as well. We have a lot of pearls on the Amexim Almanac. And it's among swine. Because it remains over there on the ground being stepped on by swine. But to the few that know the truth when they see it and measure it and microscope it, Islamism to you for your self-determination and your activity. So yeah, I was just thinking about civics, how it ignites the neurons and gets you ready for your unfolding into perfection and weighing up falsehood from truth when you really start being tested. In the Constitution, the prophet had the divine Constitution. So you can't try to perfect that, change that, reform that, because it's a divine instrument. And that's the way the Constitution's supposed to be looked at. Why are they stretching it and ripping it and taping it and tapering it when it's supposed to be a perfected instrument from your forefathers? So if you're not honoring your forefathers by the divine instrument that you say that they created, which we know it has to do with the divine gnosis or the divine light of whether the zodiac, the Moors in general, bringing how to be respectful and honorable within society. All that comes from the Moors, showing us how to be civilized, the best that we could be. So yeah, this is just a little civic segment. I leave you in love and peace. Divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, Islamism.